Hi, my name's Cassandra. Welcome to my channel. This is the first time that I'm welcoming you in. This is not a place for tutorials or to teach you how to make art. This is a different kind of art channel that is mostly about how to build an art practice that doesn't burn you out. I am kind of an expert in burnout in terms of experiencing it. I spent 10 years not painting after I was kicked out of art school and told that I wouldn't amount to anything. And I wish that I could have those 10 years back. I really do. But that's not where we're at. That's not how things ended up. Uh, so I had to work through a whole lot of emotional stuff to even get to the point where I could do art again. Eventually, it got to the point where it was more painful not to do art than it was to actually try to do art again. And even though I was terrified that my skills had atrophied and that I was basically starting from square one, I decided I wanted to give this a real shot. And that meant that I had to take this seriously. Everywhere I looked, what a professional artist did, what a serious artist did, involved hustle and grind and pushing yourself. And honestly, those were the things that I was used to when I was in the atelier, hours and hours and hours of meticulous drawing and painting. It's all I've ever known. I made the unpleasant discovery that the hard part of being an artist, at least for me, is not all of the technical work that's required to get better, but is in fact dealing with one's own brain. I'm neurodivergent, and my brain doesn't always play by typical rules. A lot of conventional wisdom around hustle culture and a lot of self help books that are for artists and productivity books, things like that, they don't work for me. In fact, not only do they not work for me, they kind of make things worse. And then I will end up in a pit of despair for an unknown amount of time. I've clawed my way out of it repeatedly, but I often wonder on the other end of it, how did I get out? Um, I have journals with pages after pages of notes trying to like work out exactly how I got out of this situation. And the moment those notebooks are closed, that's gone. I've assimilated some of it and I'm on the other end of it, but I have no clue how I got there. I have ADHD, so it makes perfect sense that I might have trouble remembering things. So, my hope here is that I'll be able to kind of run some experiments on myself and figure out what works for me and what doesn't work for me, with the understanding that, like, there's going to be some failure along the way and that I have to be okay with that. I am pretty sensitive to failure. I'm pretty sensitive to rejection. And uh, I mentioned not painting for 10 years. When I got kicked out of art school, it crushed me. It destroyed me. I am not the kind of person who is terribly resilient to that kind of thing. And the art world is full of rejection. I need to get comfortable with that. I need to be comfortable failing. And right now I'm not. Even showing my art here on the YouTube channel is making me a little bit nervous. So, what I want to do is chronicle that experience and I want to share it with you. I never planned to make this experiment public, but one of the major benefits of sharing this with you is that I have to take all the stuff that's going on in my head and all of these notes that I've written down and make them understandable by another human being. This is not a place where I'm going to tell you to try harder, to grind, to push yourself. This is honestly about how to meet yourself where you are and treat yourself with the kind of kindness that you would offer to someone that you love, like a sibling or a best friend. I've learned the hard way that punishment gets me absolutely nowhere, and the conventional wisdom of pushing harder and tough love are the opposite of what I need. Hopefully, I will succeed in making a practice that doesn't burn me out. I don't have a 10-step program that's going to save your art practice. I don't have a webinar or a course that you can take. I don't have a Notion template. What I do have is the incredible deep desire to change and the ability to overthink things. If you are just starting your creative practice, or if you are actively fighting with yourself on a daily basis, then this is a place for you. This is a safe haven for anyone who wants to build a creative practice that they feel good being inside of. If you're interested in finding a way to be creative and find momentum for yourself and really feel like you're progressing towards something that matters to you, then stick around and maybe we can overthink things together. Either way, I'm going to keep experimenting and keep trying and keep showing up for myself. And I hope you can come along with me.